Okay, what we have here is a 1995 high roof Volkswagen transporter van in very good condition. You see the panels are all pretty sweet. It's running some 18-inch rims with some pretty good rubber all around. That tyre's virtually brand new. We have a vent down one side here where the fridge vents out of the car. Tinted sliding windows. It's another one of the rims. There's a side shot. There's a panel on the roof. I'll talk you through that later on, what that's all about. Very dent free. It's got a working tow bar. This thing on the back is a box that holds a gas bottle for a hot shower. On the other side, awesome. It's got a Fiamma F45 folding awning. There's a little ding here in the car where I got parked in and couldn't get out properly, so put a little tiny mark on the side of the car, but it's in very clean condition for the panels. Another sliding window on this side, tinted at the back. Lots of tie down points on this cargo thing on the top. But that's pretty much it for the panels. Very tidy, very neat. No rust in this car whatsoever. This car has been predominantly used for surf trips, and so we've tried to set it up kind of for that in mind. And it's got a very small little kitchen, one of those little instant gas things, and a sink, and that's my little chopping board where I like to either chop stuff or put the hot coffee maker. The Waco CFX top of the line fridge, and this thing, which is probably the coolest thing in the car, is a Dickinson Marine wood-fired heater, and I'll show you all about that later on. Took me a long time to work out how to get this going inside the van, but once it's going, it's beautiful. It's got a screen up the top to make sure that no one burns themselves on the exhaust once it's going, and that exhaust out the window. You have to undo the window and slide out, but I'll show you that. It's got lots of room for shelves all around. It's a cool little clock with a thermostat, booming speakers up the back, a carbon monoxide alarm which is currently working, 10-year lithium battery. We've got a LG smart TV connected to a PS3, all powered by a pure sine wave inverter, which is located up in here. I think from memory that's 1200 watt inverter. A kick-ass pure sine wave. Yeah. We've got multiple tie-down points in the car for strapping ratchet straps up. More over this side as well, over here. So if you want to put your dirt bikes in, they just connect up in here, and you've got points there where you can strap stuff down really well. This front seat's brilliant because it folds, and what that does is just really open the car right out, so you can use that as another seat. And it's also given us the option to fit a little bed across the front. Everything's very neat and tidy in the front here. I fitted this little drink holder. It's got a Bluetooth Fusion stereo running a 1200 watt amplifier. 173,000 Ks on the clock, which is pretty much nothing for this car. It's got these little Velcro tabs here, there, and all the way around the front. And what that does is allow us to put blackout fabric on the front, so we can black the whole front of the car out. And go to stealth mode. We've got more blackout curtains here, all along the back and along this door here, and this one here as well. This folds down and covers the whole front area, so the whole car at night can be blacked out and no one knows that you're inside. So it's perfect for stealth mode. I've lived in this car for a few months. You can stand up in here. I built these ribs here. Couldn't work out how I could fit a rack on the roof of this car and have it take a lot of weight. So I built these glue laminated pieces of timber that bolt onto the chassis. They come down and bolt through this bolt here, and that takes all of the pressure off the fiberglass roof and allows you to be able to put a ton of weight on the top of the roof. And then it's got a plywood platform up the top. And what that allows you to do is, like I said, put weight up there or use it as a platform. You can sit up there, or you can store, carry stuff around. Now it's got a little folding hatch for storage up here. This is the folding bed, I'll show you in a second. It's a little stretcher bed. This is where my daughter sleeps. So this bed here all fully comes apart. I'm going to show you that now, and that'll be the next bit. So the bed part actually goes in 3 pieces, and what's great about this, it's on a rail and it can slide forward to wherever you need it. So if you are driving along and you see that someone's thrown out some drawers or something on the side of the road and you need some more space in the back, well, you can just slide this thing back, and then you've instantly got a ton more room in the back there to put stuff. And that's how we can load 3 dirt bikes in the back here and still keep this little mezzanine section up and running. But I'll talk you through that in great detail. So to put the bed in, you can just... Okay, so this is the back of the car with the full Mozzie screen down. Perfect for a summer night. That's where the other bottom single bunk goes, and this is all the storage. This is a thing called a Julka hot tap. This is a gas-fired hot water system, and this goes in, connects up to there's a 50-litre water tank on each side, one there and one on this side of the car above the wheel well, and this just connects up in there to that, and that's how the water is connected. Gas bottle is inside that container. So anyway, let's have a look at the inside of the car. This is with the little stretcher bed out here. Took me a while to work this out too, but it's a stretcher bed off for a sports game, and it's a perfect little bed for a young child to sleep on. Luckily for us, this front seat folds down and gives you this full extra room in here. Like I said, it's got the blackout fabric that can clip onto the front there where those Velcro tabs are, and this is a perfectly usable little bedroom space. Down here, that's where the other bed would go, and then up here, this is the bed set up. That stripy piece would come down into this bit here, but so this is removable, but that piece of fabric, that foam section, comes in here and adds onto the end of the bed. Not having it there is great because you can use this as a laptop table here. You can be using it as a workbench or as an extension of the kitchen. If you're preparing a bit more of an elaborate meal, you can use that as prep space in here. And then on this side we've got storage, and then connected up to a C-Tech battery charger going into a top of the line Arc Pack 430 with its own 300 watt built-in inverter and 2 12-volt outputs and USB outputs as well. This is running a 120 amp hour battery Plus there's another battery bank down here with about 50 amp hours of batteries in it. So there's about 170 amp hours of leisure batteries all up. Now, what's down here? This is the heater, the wood heater. These two little sliding drawers here underneath. This is where I keep the wood for the wood heater. They're a sort of specifically cut block. I just try and find some old hardwood 4x2s and cut them into little briquettes that will fit neatly inside the thing. And the one above it is where I keep the chimney and everything for it. The chimney and the matches, and there's a little bag to put kindling in and stuff like that. So that's what happens. You slide the window open here above the kitchen, you install this little tin thing, and then the exhaust goes out the window. I'll show you from the other side. Alright, 3-inch stainless steel flue with a tin shroud, which stops the heat from transferring, and that's weather insulated with rubber so the rain can't get in when it's raining, and that doesn't transfer the heat out onto the body of the car, and keeps that car very, very, very warm. Now it's got just a normal exhaust flange that joins it all together, and you just undo that. I'll supply the spanner, and that just all pulls apart. Now underneath the car, this little wall, I've put a wall in here, is a very handy feature. You can either run it without the wall or you can run it with the wall. And what the little wall allows you to do is to either have a bed on this side and storage here, or you can move the wall over to here. And so through winter, if you want to have the bed away from the fire, which is a much safer thing to do, so there's no way any sleeping bags or anything, you can move the bed to this side and have the storage over here, and then that way there's no chance of a blanket or anything accidentally touching the wood heater. But we took this down to the snow, and it was -5 or 6 degrees outside, and it was about 25 degrees inside the vent. So there's all your little shelves, bottle opener. There's a roof vent there to let the hot air out, with a mozzie screen on it. Yeah, and a really, really good sound system. We've got speakers up the back and some little 4-inch ones up the front, but they're all in terrific order. It sounds like a nightclub in here. So little drawers for storing whatnot, all of your cutlery and stuff like that. This one here had to get modified and removed because the plumbing for the sink now goes under there, so it's just a handy spot to store the toilet paper. And it's got a little sink, stainless sink, and that there is no grey water holding tank for that. That just goes out onto the road below, and then just drains out the bottom. Very handy if you're in a stealth environment and you want to just clean your teeth or wash your coffee out or something like that. Yeah, anyway, that's it. A few extra hooks, plenty of storage at the top here. Like I said, it's got a really nice Bose sound system in the back here that you can run through the PlayStation, have very good sound without having to have the ignition of the car on. What else? That's about it. I normally keep that little chair just tucked down the side, and it's that bench is 700 high. It's the mezzanine level there is 700 high, which is the height of a normal desk. So it's a very handy height for sitting in your chair and doing some work down the beach, or yeah, whatever you like on that little bit. But again, that just clips out. This clips onto here and can just be very easily removed, and just gets tucked back under there. I'll show you what that looks like. 99.9% of the time I would have it just under the bed. Now this little thing just unclips from that shackle. When I'm not using it, I just tuck it back up. That section of the bed just goes up and goes under the mattress like that, pushes away, and then it's not so claustrophobic in here. You've got tons more room. It's only a little bit extra, but it just makes it seem so much bigger in here. And it's there if you need it, and if you don't need it, you can just tuck it away. Now I can sleep, I'm 5'11", and I can sleep on this bed diagonally if I want. But if I'm here with two people, I would put the bed, that section out. This piece of stripy mattress comes out and sits in the front, and that way you've got a full length mattress at the back here. The shroud for the fire, especially in winter, works perfectly. It keeps any blankets or, you know, sheets or pillows or anything away from the chimney, and there's no threat of anything catching on fire. Yeah, so that's the little van. It is off the grid, 100 litres of fresh water. It's got 200 amp hours of batteries. It's a C-Tech charger on a Arc Pack 430. I've got these other little lights up here, just cheap little lights, but they're from Super Cheap Auto. Very handy when you want to cook your dinner. You've got extra light here. Got magnets on them. Perfect. You can just, I've got multiple around the car. Just put them anywhere you like, really. Also, I have a mosquito screen here, and these very large magnets, and they just magnet onto the door here. So if you're in an environment down by the beach or something where there's loads of mozzies around, you can just keep the door open and the mozzies out or the flies out. Especially with the one at the back there, you can have really great ventilation. It does get pretty hot sometimes camping here in summer. We've got an extra 5 volt USB here where a little fan can clip on, one of those USB fans, and that's perfect for here. We've got USB ports or 12 volt ports coming off the Arc Pack, and that way you can have cooling for the fan for the top section of the bed, and also one for the bottom as well. So great for summer, and got the fire for winter. Also, one other thing, I've got this little pole at the back here which I can connect a shower curtain onto, and so when you're camping somewhere and you want to have a shower or get changed, you can just use the two doors propped open like that, shower curtain on with a couple of rocks holding it out or something, and you've got a nice bit of privacy. That's the bathroom at the back of the car. We normally run a small Tetford toilet inside, mainly for the girls, so if they need to discreetly use the toilet, they can go inside. Okay, so this is the roof. It's totally flat, acts as 3 different things. It's a really nice balcony. You can come and stand up here on the car anytime. You can probably hold about a ton of weight. Great for shifting timber and stuff like that around. It also acts as like a hat for the car, so it's shady under there, and it doesn't get hot in the middle of summer. So yeah, the roof balcony is very handy. Also running the big light bar up at the top, which basically turns night into day, as well as just some little fog lights down the bottom. They all work, no problem there. So it's really an off-grid cabin.